Almost Famous with John Shea. Featuring local and independent musicians from the South Shore, Boston, and New England. On 95.9 WATD.
Welcome to the Tiny Stage Hour of Almost Famous 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Brought to you each week by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John. Now, first things first, if you're a local musician with original music you'd like to hear on the radio, get in contact with me. Find all the information up on the Almost Famous page at 959watd.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram tonight at Almost Famous Radio. And if you're into podcasts, find our podcast by searching Almost Famous WATD on your favorite podcast app or at almostfamousradio.com. So tonight, we are being joined on the tiny stage by Gold Hoax. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. How you doing?
I'm great. So introduce yourselves. Who is Gold Hoax?
Well, Nico.
We're 2/5 of Gold Hoax. I'm Nico Rivers.
I'm Emily Graham-Handley.
And both of you have been here before.
We have, yes.
Yeah. First time in the new studio, so it's pretty exciting.
First time with the new band.
First time with the new band, yeah.
Yeah, we started like right before quarantine. So we literally recorded an EP and then everything shut down. So
talk about the band and the band name. How did you guys all come to be?
So the other members, there's Alex Giorgetti on guitar, Antonio Maycomber on bass, and Shane Prescott on drums. Alex and I have been playing together. We met in college, and when I moved back to Massachusetts from LA, Alex was one of the first phone calls I made as I was assembling my first band over here.
Also a great musician. His project is called The Gypsy West.
And then Antonio started playing with us a couple of years ago under Nico Rivers in the Black Grass. And then Shane really came into the picture as we were starting to form Gold Hoax. The four of us rather, had been playing together for a while and started to sort of develop a sound that was separate from what I had been doing previously. And then Emily and I started writing together. So as far as like the formation of the band, that all sort of just happened organically. It just one day was like, hey, we're like doing something that it's not my singer-songwriter project anymore. That's much more of a group collaboration. And we just sort of dove in.
You mentioned that you formed during quarantine. That's something that's still fresh on everybody's mind. Give us a pandemic update.
Yeah, the quarantine was abrupt. We had just finished our EP. We recorded it at this horse farm in Marlborough,
yeah. Or
Middleborough, rather. And we're excited about that, and we're getting ready to gear up and do videos and everything involved. And things shut down. And everything shut down. Like the two of us were both very unemployed at the beginning, just like cooling our heels. Like, what do we do now? So we decided to make a music video in quarantine through Zoom with the other band members. So we had this whole fantastical idea of taking objects and like passing them through the Zoom walls, quote unquote, throwing a paper airplane and having it land in someone else's box. And it just kind of unraveled from there because we just had so much time on our hands. So it became very complicated, and it turned out pretty cool. We did that in June, so I guess it was about a year ago.
So I have to ask, before March of 2020, had either of you heard of Zoom?
No.
Not at all.
Not even a little. I think the only thing I'd heard of Zoom was that Disney show from back in the day.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So the music that we're going to be hearing tonight, is this part of a new album that's in the works?
Yeah, we have the 4 tracks that we recorded in last January are just about out of the mastering phase right now. So we did, for a while, we thought we were going to push ahead and release as planned, which was last year. But then it just became more and more apparent that shows were not going to be happening for a long time. So we took our time and wanted to wait to release at a point where we felt like we could support it with some shows. Now we're wrapping up production on that, and we're putting in plans to make music videos for, I think, all 4 of the songs, and release probably in the winter.
That sounds fantastic. And before we get into your first song, a show coming up this Sunday.
This Sunday we'll be at Levitate Backyard, hanging out, playing these songs and a bunch of other songs. by us and by other people.
Is this a Gold Hoax show or is this a Nico and Emily show?
It's not a Gold Hoax show yet, but it'll be the two of us, and we're hoping to have some full band stuff coming up. And I guess we'll see what happens with venues.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. Speaking of the two of you, let's hear a song. What are we kicking off the night with?
Well, let's do Your Heart from the Inside. That's the song that we were telling you about with the music video.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
We have Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. It's all yours.
Should have been an astronaut exploring the space that time forgot, instead of wearing holes into these shoes. Walking circles in a vacant lot, kicking coins into an empty pot. Heads or tails, someone's bound to lose. Packed my bags, took the 95 to a carnival of black and white. Did my time, a stranger in the room. As I crossed the Essex County line, I thought I saw you shoot across the sky, and wondered if you had a better view.
Inside your skin, figure out your heart from the inside. Now I'm standing in an empty hall, stethoscope pressed against the wall. Hold my breath and hope for signs of life. Heard a whisper from behind the door, so you lead out across the floor. When I asked to see the scarring you gave in, said a woman dressed in ocean green. Any questions? I said everything. When you don't know how it ends, where do you begin? Jump for size, a moment at a time.
beautiful mistake. I'll keep on walking blind. Keep on walking blind.
Fantastic. Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Talk about how that one was written.
That was actually written as part of, it was called the Acoustic Guitar Project, and a guitar was passed around through a bunch of songwriters and groups in the Boston scene. I think this guitar went around, like, the region at least. I know there were a bunch of guitars throughout the country, and we had 24 hours or a week or something to write a song.
Yeah, we had a couple of days.
And we wrote that one at Emily's parents' house in Connecticut, just hanging out on the porch on a sunny day, and that was the first collaboration that we did.
A question for both of you, whoever wants to take it first. How long has music been a part of your life?
For me, I started playing the saxophone when I think I was like 8 years old. I went home from school. I found out about band in 3rd grade and went home and was like, can I play the saxophone? My parents were just sort of like, yeah. But music was around. My mom played piano a little bit when I was really young, I remember. And my older brother played guitar. And they both had piano lessons, but they hated it so much that my parents didn't put me through that. For, maybe it was a good thing. Maybe I would have hated it too, but I started playing in 3rd grade with the saxophone.
Yeah, but he's been playing in bands forever. He was in a band. They're very heavy metal back in the day. Very, very intense. Yeah, little child band he would play, and has been playing in bands ever since. For me, I never really thought that music would be a big part of my life, but I'm so glad that it is. It's so cool. Like, I love doing it. It's funny, I was thinking about this the other day. When I was in 5th grade, I really wanted to be in the school musical, and we had to move, and so I wasn't able to be in the school musical.
Aww.
But my new school, they had a program called the Charter Oak program, and it was for it was one of these like enrichment programs. And they had this guy who is a traveling artist who I guess just does this for a living. His name is Doug Day, and he came in and helped us put together a play. And for whatever reason at the time, I was like, I really want to sing a song in this play. And I wrote a song about immigration. There was a play about immigration. And I didn't tell anyone. I just like came in. I was like, Mr. Day, I wrote a song and I was wondering. And he was just like, oh my God, awesome. And literally the morning before our little play, he sat down with me and put music to this song about immigration, which is a great segue into our next song about immigration. I'm just kidding.
That is cool. Do you still play that song?
All the time. Can't get enough of it.
Let's continue on with the music, speaking of which, and hear another song. What are we listening to next?
It's a great question.
You want to do Tired Bones?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
All right, we have Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD.
Once was a fable, a ringing bell in a beginner's mind, connected and stable, but somewhere in the east my signal died. Now on the forest floor I hide. Me and the sunken trees, we're going back into the earth, we're gonna give this thing another ride. Searching for something, always looking at the door, 'cause the moment I touched it, oh my poor heart wanted more. Anything that I could find, oh, to help me lose track of the time. 'Cause when the sun came up, these tired bones arrived. They were taller in my dreams, still so much younger in my mind. Yet when the sun came up, these tired bones arrived. The deft made their exits, yet they grew up or disappeared through a time-lapse projection, while my eyes watch for a path to clear of that wild wisteria vine. Covered every inch of the property in the past of a night, and when the sun came up, these tired bones arrived. They were taller in my dreams, still so much younger in my mind. And when the sun came up, these tired bones arrived. The face is familiar, but the spirit isn't me. Where did I go to get here? Is it too late for history? All the hills I meant to climb, I just stood there mystified. And when the sun came up, these tired bones arrived. They were taller in my dreams, still so much younger in my mind. Yet when the sun came up, these tired bones were mine.
Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Great job, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
We are up against our first break of the hour. We have a lot more to chat about, more songs to share as well. So stick around, 95.9 WATD. It's Almost Famous.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
Welcome back to the tiny stage hour of Almost Famous, 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England, brought to you by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John Shea. Tonight we're being joined on the tiny stage by Gold Hoax. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing good.
Give another round of introductions, if you would.
I'm Nico Rivers,
I'm Emily Graham Handley.
And let's talk about the man bun.
the man bun.
Oh, let's talk about that.
I think the last man bun to be in the studio was Jay Pissarros.
Oh, man.
He does rock a very epic man
He
bun.
does.
He does.
Although Nico's giving him a run for his money.
That is really kind of you to say. He has been working on his man bun and growing it religiously. And I think we're down to nipple length now
Yeah.
for the hair.
I don't know if you can say that on the radio.
Uh-oh.
Not too late now.
You can beep it out.
Yeah, I mean, last time I got it cut was before we went on our European tour in 2019.
Does it have a name yet?
The bun?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to marinate on that.
Oscar.
Oscar the
Do a
man
Facebook
bun.
poll.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Yeah. Oscar's a good one.
Awesome. So share your website and any social media information you might have out there.
Sure. Our website is goldhoax.com, and it right now just hosts pretty much that video that we released of the first song we played, Your Heart from the Inside, and a mailing list sign up so that you can sign up to be the first to know when we release the record, when we have an actual website, all sorts of stuff.
And if somebody wants to see the man bun in person, and it is epic, Sunday is your chance.
Sunday at Levitate Backyard. Come over and have a margarita and hang with us.
Sounds great. Well, let's continue on with the music. What are we listening to next? I understand it might be a cover.
Yes, it is a cover. It's one of our favorites called Bushwick Blues.
Let's hear it. We have Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD.
tough. Then we grew up, me not so much. And all the other guys that you meet are nothing compared to me. Because my love is strong and my heart is weak after all. When we first met, we spoke so brief. You sang a sonnet and I hummed Sweet Relief. Do you recall the night we took the L out in a bushwick? It was colder than hell. So maybe there we should have stopped. 'Cause I'm left here feeling like a cop. Because my love is strong and my heart is weak after all. Other side of the state's return, I met a young girl, but I couldn't manage her. Because I think of you in every girl I meet. There's no relief, sounds to me just as sweet. So maybe I'm a fool feeling used. But the way we kissed at night, I thought you knew. 'Cause my love is strong and my heart is weak after all.
Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD with the Delta Spirit cover. Nice job, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you guys, I know you touched upon this briefly earlier, but I want to talk to you guys about the work that you do with other artists.
I produce some other artists and record and mix music for other artists, and then that also spills over to Emily does some video work, so we've done a lot of live videos together, and she also does music videos.
Very cool. Talk to us about that, Emily. Do you have a favorite type of music video to create, or do you like just coming up with a concept all on your own?
It's kind of both. I love working off of a concept if bands have a concept, but I'm also down to listen to music and just kind of figure out what it says. I really like, and this will show in the music videos that we're currently producing for this project. I really like story-based kind of dark humor type of things. So we made a video for Nico Rivers also for a song called Tidal Wave that involved a sad man and some aliens. And I think that pretty much hits the nail on the head of like the type of video that I love.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite video that you've done so far?
I wonder if Tidal Wave is my favorite video. That's definitely a favorite. I did a video for a band called Jackals as well.
That's a great one.
Called Maybe This Time We'll All Be Dead. And that was really fun, very dark.
Are you ever influenced by the artists you work with?
Oh, interesting question. I'm sure to some degree anything that I connect with emotionally is definitely like going somewhere into the ether of my consciousness and becoming inspiration down the road. I think the biggest thing for me that has been an inspiration working with other artists is just seeing the things that excite them, and like seeing another artist get like really motivated or just really excited about something, and latching on to those little things. It might not be so much like a sound musically as it is maybe like an effect or a technique or like, you know, changing chords or something, whatever it is, whatever device it is. Usually just seeing people's reactions is really inspiring.
I love that. Let's hear some more music. What is next on your set list tonight?
Next on our set list, sure.
I've just got a tune here real quick.
While you're tuning, Emily, why don't you share with us the website again?
Website is goldhoax.com. You can follow us on Instagram at goldhoaxmusic. Is that what it is? Goldhoaxmusic, yeah.
Who's in charge of the Instagram?
Nobody right now. I'm just kidding. We all we contribute, but Nico is probably the biggest contributor, although we all need to get our acts together and contribute.
TikTok,
oh my gosh. That'll be the day. That's where it's at, though. You got to be on TikTok, right? Are you on TikTok? That's the question.
I am. I'm not active on TikTok, but I am on TikTok.
Yes, that's great. I hear TikTok is addictive. Do you feel that way?
I don't know yet. I haven't played around with it as much yet.
Interesting.
I'm exploring Clubhouse too.
Oh
Yeah,
my
me too.
gosh, yeah. You're on Clubhouse?
I've been like exploring. I'm like a lurker on Clubhouse, I guess. Like I go in rooms and listen on occasion, but I haven't participated. You know,
I'm kind of afraid to participate.
right? I'm like trying to wrap my head around what it is exactly, and you know, all these social media platforms I feel like exploded over the past year. But yeah, I've been in a few Clubhouse hangs, just sort of listening. I'm not a voice of authority yet.
Same. What is
I don't
next?
know, John. With your voice, I feel like you could easily go on Clubhouse and everyone would be like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know.
You'll get there. So next we'll do a song called Wintertime.
We have Gold Hoax on the tiny stage. It's all yours.
Barefoot standing up against a closet. Your man marks her height up on a wall. It's hard to know the stacking of the odds when the greatest feat is 3 feet tall. The body's just a cell, the mind is trapped in. With a little luck it grows into a home. The girl says there must be some sort of magic to get me from down here up to you. He said, I'll give it to you honest, 'cause I'm no good at lying. Magic doesn't exist, but the miracle is that you get here without even trying. Never known a man who could turn water into wine, but I've seen a man who could walk on water in the winter time. The old man stoops with every passing season. All lovers' faces fade into a fog. The days spin by so fast, he hardly sees them. One day the girl is 10 feet tall. On a summer night she meets a boy with stormy eyes. By early fall she's already started to show. Whoa, the girl asked the old man, how can I do this right? Do we all mistake mistakes for miracles? He said, I'll give it to you honest. Iron chains will rust, and as you get older the seasons get colder, but somehow your body adjusts. I never known a girl to give birth to the divine, but I've seen a girl who can walk on water in the winter time. The old man falls asleep in late December. He wakes beneath the weight of the fallen snow. He calls the only number he remembers, and he asked the girl, would you come before I go? Said, you can blame the time for being relative, or the days for being shorter this time of year. Said, you can stay away and pray for me to live, but still like magic I will disappear. He said, I'll give it to you honest, your days will always end. As you walk to the gallows, the length of your shadow will show you how tall you can stand. I've never known a man to escape the long goodbye, but I've seen a man who can walk on water. In the winter time, you'll know how to walk on water. In the winter time, when the sun explodes in a blaze of gold, the snow will turn to sky.
Sweet. Gold Hoax on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Talk about how that one was written.
That one was written in like 2014, I think. I remember I wrote it. I didn't know how to write a song. I wrote it to the tune of Dawes' Little Bit of Everything. And because I just needed some kind of outline for it.
One of my favorite songs, by the way.
Such a good song. Oh my,
Yeah,
devastating.
amazing.
Have you ever listened to that song without tearing up? It's impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
When I first heard that, I thought it was Jackson Brown.
Oh yeah?
And they love Jackson Brown. You can tell in their songwriting.
Yeah. But I think I was just trying to work through some existential things. My grandfather was very sick at the time, and I really wanted to explain to myself how human beings can go through all of the things that they can go through and somehow come out the other side. And I think this was sort of a way of trying to process that.
When do you know a song is ready?
That's a really good question.
So Nico will do a thing where we're at the studio and he's coming up with the last lines. And the thing is, it's such a white knuckle ride. I remember you did this with Ghosts on his Nico Rivers and the Blackgrass record, where I was just like, what are the lyrics going to be? And he was just like, well, I was thinking this. And it's like the most brilliant thing you've ever heard. But it's like a midnight decision. Like it happens right at the last minute. So I guess that's your creative process, huh? Just procrastination?
It helps sometimes, for sure. I don't know that I ever feel like a song's done. And that's one of the things that's been great about working with this band. And Alex and Antonio have been around for longer than Shane, so they've seen it more, where we work together to write songs, whether Emily comes up with it or I come up with it, and then we sort of work together to wrap up some loose ends and get it to the band. But it goes in a very, very raw stage, and then I think we all sort of shape it forever. And even Alex and I got together last week to go over some guitar stuff for these songs as we've started to rehearse again. And all of a sudden, Alex is coming up with these ideas where it's not changing the song drastically, but it is changing our guitar parts a little bit. And I'm just but we haven't even released the record. But at the same time, it's a living, breathing thing. And I love reinventing, adding little nuances.
So if you don't necessarily know when a song is ready, when do you think it's in the place where it can be shared at a live performance or in a studio?
As soon as you can play it, maybe not on the radio, but a live performance, for me, I really feel like as soon as you can play through the song and you have enough words to fill all the verses, they might not be the right words, but as soon as you can do it, because a lot of that, like I was saying before with reaction, a lot of what you get off of the audience as you play, I feel like it's similar for comics. It's you don't really know if the song's working until you play it for people and you get to see and hear a reaction from them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're chatting tonight with Gold Hoax on the tiny stage here on 95.9 WATD. We have two more songs left. What are we listening to next?
We're going to do a Black Keys cover of a song you've probably heard before.
Emily sounds surprised.
I'm ready.
Sounds good. Improvisation is what we love here on WATD. It's all yours.
boy. I'm a lonely boy. Oh, oh, oh.
I got a love that keeps me waiting.
Well, your mama kept you, but your daddy left you. And I should have done just the same. But you made me love you, and now I want to flee. Oh, I said any old time you keep me waiting, waiting, waiting. Oh, oh, oh. I got love that keeps me waiting. Oh, oh. I got love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. Oh, oh, oh.
I got a love that keeps me waiting.
Got love that keeps me waiting. Oh, oh. I got love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. Oh, oh, oh.
I got a love that keeps me waiting.
Awesome. 95.9 WATD with Gold Hoax joining us on the tiny stage. Let's talk influences for a little bit. Nico, I'll start with you. Who did you grow up listening to, and who are you listening to now?
Ooh, my first real music love was Weird Al Yankovic. I've probably told you that before.
If Weird Al could cover one of your songs, what would it be?
Oh, man.
And what would he call
If
it?
only.
I have to put so much thought into that. Fortune Smeller.
Fortune Smeller. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it.
I got to see
Wait,
him.
your fart from the inside.
Your fart from the inside. Oh, that's really good. And it'd be about the whole digestive system.
Yes.
Science.
I like it.
I got to see him at the South Shore Music Circus when I was like 12. It was the first like real concert I went to without my parents, and then we got to see him at the Pavilion under a different tent a couple of years ago, and he's still just as amazing.
And then his
So
backing
good.
band played Passim the next day.
Oh, did
Oh
they?
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh man, I wish I knew that. His band is so good.
Was that like a secret show? Was that one of
Yeah,
those last
I think it
minute-
was like announced like the next day. I just remember seeing he was playing at the Bank of America Pavilion, and then like the next day, his backing band was doing like a matinee show at Passim on like a Sunday.
He's awesome. Of course he was.
Yeah.
He's the best. We saw him with a full orchestra. It was the coolest.
Yeah. So I went from Weird Al, then in about 5th grade, I graduated to Ozzy Osbourne. Then I got into metal for a long time, jumped to now. I mean, the past few years, I think the biggest influences on me have been, I've been a fan of Bright Eyes for a long time. The Bon Iver record, 22 A Million, that came out a few years ago, really blew my mind. And lately I've been listening to like a lot of classical stuff and film scores and sort of all over the map.
Emily, how about you?
I mean, I was a big Joni Mitchell fan growing up. But a lot of those like badass female singer-songwriters. Sorry, you might have to bleep that.
Now you can say that.
Yes, so edgy. Tori Amos, Fiona Apple. Yeah, I mean, just I was so big into the poetry of songwriting, and I always thought
I love Fiona Apple.
Oh, love her. Her new album is so great. Oh,
You're the second person this week who said that. I have to go check that out.
you should. Yeah, she recorded it in her house.
Like in her bedroom, right, or her bathroom or something?
I think so. Yeah, there's like certain parts where it almost feels like you're facing a house and you can hear the different parts coming from the different rooms. And it's just so cool. I mean, her songwriting is unreal, always.
Yeah, it's a great record. Can't you like hear her dog on one of the songs?
Her dog makes appearances. I think she's playing like Forks and Knives at one point. Yeah.
How about locally? Who are you listening to on the local scene?
I mean, we love Bent Knee.
Love Bent Knee.
Big Bent Knee fans. Gentle Temper fans.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like there are a lot of bands actually that are like no longer bands.
Yeah, I mean, Jackals,
I love Jackals
unfortunately.
too. Jackals they changed to Slow Dress is what they're called now, although Katie is getting her master's, I think, so she's focused on that. But
and across the country, and then
the new Slow Dress stuff is great too.
yeah, I mean, the two of them are great, yeah.
Last year I had the pleasure of working on a new EP from Jack Byrne, which was great. I find him really inspiring as a songwriter. He's always doing something different, and the tuning of his guitar is always insane.
You know who I really love? I think that Rachel Marie writes beautiful songs.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah, her songwriting is off the charts. But yeah.
3 at Home.
3 at Home, of course. Yep.
Dan, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Always good for a good Springsteen conversation with Dan.
Oh, man, yeah.
We are nearing our final break of the night, but we have time for one more song. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that right after this. 95.9 WATD. We have Gold Hoax on the tiny stage.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
For the final time tonight, welcome back to Almost Famous, 95.9 WATD. We're on the tiny stage this evening. I'm John Shea, and we're being joined tonight by Gold Hoax. How you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
One final time, give an introduction.
I'm Nico Rivers.
I'm Emily Graham Hanley.
Cool. And your website, social media links, anything like that, TikTok?
Goldhoax.com, GOLDHOAX. And we're on Instagram at Gold Hoax Music, and Facebook is also Gold Hoax Music. We're
Cool.
not on TikTok yet.
And a show happening this Sunday.
This Sunday at the Levitate Backyard.
What's your favorite part about Levitate Backyard?
Oh,
They've
man.
got some great shows there.
They do have
The
some
best
great
vibe.
shows.
It's really just the best vibe. It's the best hang. Man, that was like the only thing going during COVID, and we were living right down the street from it at the time. So we'd hear the music, and it was so cool to just have that there. They do such a good job. I've also heard the food is.
I haven't eaten there yet, but I've been to many shows there, and it looks good. It smells good.
Yeah.
The food is good. I can vouch for that. The beer is also delicious.
Yes. Awesome. We have time for one more song before we wrap things up. What are we heading up to the top of the hour with tonight?
Cool. We're going to do one more original song from our new EP that we've got coming out probably in the winter with the band. This one actually inspired by my time working for the Marshfield Cemetery and Greens Department over at Couch Cemeteries.
Cool.
Where I was envisioning my memories as I wrote this song.
What's it called?
The song's called Fortune Teller.
Love it. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon, and be safe.
Thanks, John. You too.
Gold Hoax, 95.9 WATD. It's all yours.
Hazy summer morning underneath the pines, 17 years and stony eyes, shaking off the dirt of a stranger's grave. Another one down, another 6 to lay. In between his cigarettes he starts to moan, don't put me in a box when I die alone. I've never seen him coming, but I've watched him go. Yeah, and that's enough to know. If everything is only what it seems, and a river's only destined to be lost to the sea, and every star's align if you look at the right time. Oh, it's meant to be. 25. Finishes the elegy and wonders why she's been living her life as a passerby, waiting for the moment when she sees the light, saying if it don't come, I'll know that I was right. If everything is only what it seems, and a river's only destined to be lost to the sea, and every star's aligned if you look at the right time, oh, it's meant to be. As she spread my life out in the cars, I was way out of my head on ecstasy. Every starry-eyed delusion, she could see them all. How I wanted so hard to believe, hoping sometimes that's the only thing you need.